So Stewart looking to gain as many as he can. Meanwhile, Reed in 7th came into the night 2nd in the points. He's going to lose points to Grant.
And if it's not evident to our viewers yet, you can just see how difficult this track is. It's not your typical supercross track with flow and all these rhythm sections and 180-degree turns. This track is just zigzagging and snaking its way through, and it's very important for these riders. Watch this next turn here. See this rut that Stewart, well, he stayed out of it, but those lines are so important to be patient and to hit those perfectly.
Here's this rhythm section. Stewart closing in on Grant. If he can get around him now, he'll have a good half distance of the race to reel in Windham and battle it out for the win here towards the checkers.
1 lap shy of the halfway point.
Boy, Windham really needed to take advantage of this and disappear on these guys, and he's only got about a 1.7 second gap between him and Grant. That's not going to be enough if Stewart gets around Grant.
Yeah, and this track is so difficult, though. And it's difficult in a way that you can't just go for it. You can't just hammer it. You have to be very patient. Right here, no traction at all coming through that turn. Follow the leader over this single. Follow the leader over this double that comes down into a winding right hand. The whoop section, this is Stewart's passing spot. He's close.
That big bold turn. Here he comes. Cuts inside. Got him. And the crowd comes to their feet as a 2007 champ finds himself in 2nd. Now, can he reel in the race leader, Kevin Windham? Welcome back. Here's Kevin Windham with James Stewart closing in quickly. Stewart to the inside. He makes the pass, and we've got a new leader in Anaheim.
Listen to the fans here at Anaheim Stadium. They're loving it as the fastest man on the planet. Take a look at the replay. He just gets to the inside so aggressively, carries tons of momentum around the inside.
And now he starts to pull away from Windham. Windham will have to deal with Villapoto, who's gotten around Grant. As you take a look at our running order across the top. Oh, Stewart, trouble. And Windham closes back in.
Makes a huge mistake, but manages to save it. That's going to allow Windham to close back up. And you see Stewart messing with his goggles. Looks like he took a hard hit.
Well, he's not right just yet, Jeff.
Let's take a look at this. He comes up short. Just a little panic grab there. Wow. Not only short, but he landed at the base there of the 3rd jump.
Oh, that could have been devastating.
This is where the strength training comes into play, because Stewart really had to muscle that machine to hold it from falling to the left. And now the mental strength, if he can regroup and not make any more mistakes, because this has really allowed Windham and Villapoto to apply the pressure now.
And Stewart, who works with one of the best trainers in the business, Alvin Baker, who coached Ricky Carmichael to many of his championships, now working with James Stewart. Here's Josh Grant, and there's Reed, who has slipped back to 7th and now fought his way back up to 5th. So Reed minimizing some of the damage in the points here tonight.
And Chad Reed, after being down off the start, is only 9.7 seconds behind our leader, James Stewart. But it's not out of the question with 7 laps to go to think that Chad Reed can't rebound and win this main event. Well, he's absolutely flying.
And not only that, Jeff, but he said he was going to take the points lead away here tonight. He has caught Josh Grant. If he can pass Grant, he stands a very good chance of taking the points lead away from Grant, because even if Stewart holds on to win, Stewart ain't going to take the points lead over tonight.
Yeah, Stewart is too far back in the points, so Chad Reed knows that. He's getting the signal from his mechanic, Mike Gosler. He knows that taking the points lead is important, but he also knows that really in the fight for the championship, it's with Stewart.
This really is a fight for the points lead right here. It's a battle for 4th position, but it's really a fight for the championship points lead between Josh Grant and the Rockstar Makita Suzuki factory rider, Chad Reed.
You see on the Yamaha board up on the top of your screen, 6 laps to go.
This is a fight for 2nd here between Kevin Windham and Ryan Villapoto. Both riders going for their best finish of the season to date.
And you know what's interesting about this battle is Wyndham is the veteran. He's been in this series longer than any rider out there on the track. Villopoto, on the other hand, he's the rookie. This is only the third race that he's had in the Supercross on a 450 machine.
And Wyndham, one of the most naturally gifted riders you'll ever find on a Supercross machine. As the battle between Reed and Grant continues through the whoops once again.
And he's
Grant
on the
33, Reed on the number 1. He has the red plate signifying he is the champ, and he takes it through the rhythm section. Grant had problems. Reed capitalizes. There goes the points lead to Chad Reed.
Wow, that was a major mistake by Grant. Not sure if he missed the shift or something, but he didn't even make the triple onto the tabletop. Just handed the points lead over. Chad Reed now in command. That's the first goal. Grab the points lead. Now he has to work on picking up positions to where that even if he finishes behind Stewart, that he doesn't lose any more than 3 points. It would be 5 if he was third, 7 if he's in fourth. So right now, these two riders have been wheel to wheel. Villopoto just cannot find a way to get around Kevin Wyndham, who's just rode a superb main event here, showing the mental strength and the composure that really only comes with laps and, you know, being a veteran of the sport.
That minute barrier has finally been broken, and it's been done by Chad Reed, the only rider here tonight to do so, and he did it on lap 12 deep into the race.
Wow, Chad Reed at 58.8.
Fastest of the night.
That's the fastest lap of the night. We're 16 laps into the main event, and Chad Reed is absolutely letting it all hang out. He can see number 2 here on our screen, the green Kawasaki, Villopoto. He can see him. He's close. Watch the top of your screen right here.
And
here comes Chad Reed.
And Villopoto has slipped away from Kevin Wyndham. Reed is just flying. The Australian rider, a 2-time AMA Supercross champion, trying to see if he can take over third position.
Chad Reed, 8.8 seconds behind our leader, James Stewart.
One of the things Reed said earlier this season was that he's a little older and a little wiser and very motivated. And he thinks that's going to make the difference in him having a shot at this championship this year and maybe his third title. He's on Villopoto. Here he comes as they cross the finish line jump. 3 laps remaining here tonight in Anaheim.
Well, if Villopoto really was off that lap, that was a 102.6. Chad Reed a 58.9. So once again, Chad Reed absolutely flying. That's allowed Kevin Wyndham to pull away. Chad Reed needs to make this pass quick to have any shot at Kevin Wyndham with 2.5 laps to go.
And he also needs that to minimize the points damage if James Stewart holds on to take the win here tonight.
I'm telling you, Ralph, I am really impressed with Chad Reed. He said it, though. It's going to come down to the start. Who has the track position?
Jeff, he's 2 seconds quicker than James Stewart's best lap so far tonight.
Absolutely fine. Fitness is there, too. Fitness is there.
When do you hear anybody being 2 seconds faster than James Stewart? Anywhere. Here's Reed alongside Villopoto for third. Put the number 1 into the position.
That's a podium position. Now Chad Reed has to set his sights. 2 laps to go on the veteran, Kevin Wyndham, number 14, on the Honda. Can he reel him in? With those type of lap times, he definitely can.
And remember, Chad Reed had major problems on the start here tonight. Hung up in a lot of traffic. Went down, got up, and here he is already in a podium